Hello, good morning, children. So, I'm your new SS teacher, and I am starting with history. And our first chapter is the French Revolution. So, the French Revolution occurred in the year 1789. 1789. So, it is very easy to remember this year 1789. So, the French Revolution occurred in the year 1789. So, this chapter starts like a flashback movie. We are starting with one incident that occurred during the time of this revolution, and from this event we are going to the background. Okay, we are going to or we will analyze the reasons behind this revolution. So, the first incident that we have to study here is the storming of Bastille. Storming of Bastille. It's a fortress prison. So, from the 14th century onwards, this Bastille was used as a prison from the 14th century. So, storming of Bastille means destruction of Bastille. So, Bastille was a fortress prison. So, here the chapter starts with the destruction or demolition of this Bastille prison. Okay, fortress prison. So, the storming of Bastille occurred on 14th July 1789. 14th July 1789. 14th July 1789, and it occurred in Paris. At present it is the French capital. So, in the city of Paris, this incident occurred on 14th July 1789. So, very important date and year. So, when was the destruction or storming of Bastille? 14th July 1789. So, because of some reasons, that reasons we will analyze later. Because of some reasons, the king's troops stationed in Paris. So, in the background there were several reasons. So, because of some reasons, king's troops stationed in Paris. So, when the king's troops stationed there, a rumor spread. A rumor spread among the people that, then what was that rumor? Okay, the king would order the troops to fire upon the people. So, what was the rumor spread in that region, spread in Paris? King would order his troops to fire upon the people. So, the people joined together and they formed a people's militia. Militia means an army, like an army. Okay. So, a people's militia was formed and 7,000 men and women were there in that force, in that army, in that people's militia. So, and these people, these 7,000 people, they went in search of arms in all government buildings. Actually, these people, they thought that, the people thought that in government buildings, the arms and ammunitions, bullets are kept. So, these people went in search of arms in the government buildings. And in Bastille, they killed the commander of this prison, killed the commander of prison, and there were 7 prisoners at that time. They released these prisoners, and later the stone fragments, the stone remains of this Bastille was sold in the market. Those who wish to keep the souvenir of this destruction. So I think you got a brief idea about this event. So the French Revolution occurred in 1789. It was a chain of events. French Revolution means it was a chain of events, and storming of Bastille was one such event. Then what is Bastille? It was a fortress prison. This Bastille was used as prison even from the 14th century. Then when was this incident, storming of Bastille? On 14th July 1789 in Paris. So king's troops reached there. When the king's troops reached there, people thought that these troops would fire upon them. So they went in search of arms and ammunition to all the government buildings, and they killed the commander of this Bastille, then released 7 prisoners who were present at that time in that prison. Later, the stone fragments of this building, this fortress, were sold in the market. Who wished to keep the souvenir of this destruction. So it's the picture of that storming of Bastille. So more riots occurred both in France. More riots occurred in France, both in the countryside and in the city region. The main reasons So more riots occurred in France, both in the countryside and city regions. And the main reasons for these riots were the high price of bread. So the importance of bread, it was the staple diet of the French people. So many riots occurred in France, both in cities and countryside. And the main reason behind these riots was the high price of bread. And I already told that it was a chain of events. Chain of events. And this chain of events came to an end with the execution of Louis XVI, the king or the monarch of France. So, what were the reasons for the execution of king? That will also be analyzed in this chapter. So, more riots occurred in France, both in villages and cities. Main reason behind these riots was the high price of bread. Bread was the staple diet of the French people, and there was a chain of events. One event we already covered, that storming of Bastille. Then these events came to an end with the execution of King Louis XVI. So we will analyze the reasons in this chapter. So our first topic, French society during the late 18th century. French society. What was the structure of the French society? So Louis XVI was, he belonged to the Bourbon family of French kings. Okay. And in the year 1774, he became the monarch of France at the age of 20. So at the age of 20, in the year 1774, Louis XVI became the French monarch, and he married the Austrian princess Mary Antoinette. So this is Mary Antoinette, then Louis XVI. So when he came to the throne, the French treasury was empty. French treasury was empty. There were many reasons for this. Okay, the French treasury was empty when Louis XVI came to the throne. So he was forced to collect taxes. So this created several problems in France. So what were the reasons for this condition of treasury? First reason, long years of war. This France and England were traditional rivals. Okay, always there were wars between these two countries, England and France. So long years of war, these Anglo-French wars ruined the treasury of France. Long years of war ruined the treasury of France. Then second point, an extravagant court at Versailles. An extravagant court. The courtiers of French court, they lived in pomp and extravagance. That means they were very lavish. Okay, so it became difficult to maintain this extravagant court at Versailles. Then next reason, it was the time of American Revolution. When during the time of this American Revolution, the colonial rulers in America were Britain. Okay, so when the 13 colonies of America created problems there to get their freedom, who helped? France helped them financially. Okay, so for this America and France, their common enemy was Britain. And during this time, the debt of France reached 3 billion livres. Livre, the currency used in France at that time. So their debt reached 3 billion livres. So there were many lenders, individual lenders were there who lent money to the French government. These lenders now began to collect 10% of interest. Okay, so when Louis XVI came to the throne, he was forced to collect many taxes. And what were the reasons for such a treasury, empty treasury? First reason, long years of war. There were wars between England and France. So these long years of war ruined the French treasury. Then second reason, the extravagant court at Versailles. The courtiers lived in pomp and extravagance. They were too lavish. So it became difficult to maintain this extravagant court at Versailles. Then at the time of American Revolution, France rendered the help to the 13 colonies because they were fighting against their common enemy Britain. So during this time, during the reign of Louis XVI, the debt of France reached 3 billion livres, and besides this, the lenders who gave money to the French government, they began to collect 10% of interest. So it is mentioned in your lesson, old regime. Okay, then what is this old regime? The society and institutions of France before 1789. So it can be asked for 1 mark. Okay, very important question. So the society and institutions of France before 1789 is called this old regime, and the French institutions was the continuation of the feudal system of the Middle Ages. Okay, feudal system. There was landlordism. You in your text there is not much about feudal system, just know about this. There was landlordism. Okay, feudal lords were there, and there was maximum exploitation of the peasants or farmers in France. So this feudal system was to some extent, this feudal system was followed in France during the time of French Revolution. So what was the structure of French society? So the French society was hello, hello. You don't raise your hands, okay? Okay, so the French society was divided into 3 estates. 3 estates. So the first estate included clergy. Clergy means the church people, priestly class. Then the second estate included the nobles. Then the third estate included common man. So first and second estate, that means the clergy and the nobles. First estate, clergy or church people, priestly class. Second estate, nobles. So both these sections, they exercise many privileges by birth. Mainly the exemption from taxes. These two levels of society, these 2 estates, first and second estates, were exempted from taxation. And the feudal, these nobles, the second estate, they got feudal dues from the peasants. I already mentioned that it was the continuation of the feudal system of Middle Ages. So these nobles got feudal dues from the peasants. So the third estate constituted 90% of the total population. 90% of the total population constituted by the peasants or farmers. So this section, the third estate, had to render services to the nobles. Okay, they had to render services to the nobles. So they had to work in their houses and fields of the nobles. And there was forced recruitment, or they had to serve in the army. So sometimes these people had to work in the construction of roads, or they had to participate in building roads or constructing roads. So peasants constituted 90% of the total population. This section, all the burden of taxation was on the shoulders of these peasants. They had to, peasants means farmers, okay. These peasants had to render services to the nobles, okay. They had to work in their houses and fields, and they had to serve in the army, and also they had to participate in building roads. So the third estate included big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, peasants, artisans, small peasants, landless laborers, servants, etc. So we studied that the first estate included the clergy, or the church people or the priestly class. The second estate included the nobles. Then the third estate included big common man, and this section included big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, peasants, artisans, small peasants, landless laborers, servants, etc. Okay. So different taxes were collected from the peasants. So the third estate included both the rich and the poor section. The poorest section in the third estate were the peasants. Okay. So the burden of taxation was on the shoulders of the third estate. So what were the taxes given by the third estate? So they had to give tithes to the church. So it's a tax collected by the church from the third estate. Tithes to the church, and it was 1/10 of the agricultural produce. So what they produced, 1/10 of its share had to give. They had to give 1/10 of its share to the church. Okay. Then next tax collected by the state. First one by the church. Then here it was collected by the state, and it was a tail. Okay. So it was a direct tax given to the state. So a direct tax given to the state was called taille. So there were many indirect taxes, mainly collected from the things which were used for their daily consumption. Okay, like salt, tobacco, etc. So many taxes were collected. Taxes were collected from the third estate. Tithes to the church. They gave tithes to the church. It was 1/10 of the agricultural produce. Then taille to the state. Then it was the direct tax given to the state. Then many indirect taxes were given by the third estate, and it was collected mainly from the articles of daily consumption like salt, tobacco, etc. So next subheading, the struggle to survive. So during the time of during the time of this revolution, people suffered a lot to survive. The survival became a difficult thing in France. Okay, there were subsistence crisis frequently. So frequent subsistence crises were there in France. And during this time, in 1715, the population of France was 23 million. Okay, in 1715, the population of France was 23 million, and it reached 28 million in 1789. So there was an increase in the population of France. So increase in population in 1715, the population of France was 23 million, and in 1789 it became 28. 1715 23 million, 1789 28 million. So as the population increased, there was demand for food grains. So the demand for food grains increased. So as the demand increased, there was a rise in the price of bread. So population increased. As the population increased, there was great demand for food grains. So as the demand for food grains increased, there was a rise in the price of bread. And the workers, they also got low wages for their works. Okay. So they couldn't buy even the bread with their low wages. And there was economic inequality in France. That means the gap between the rich and the poor became increased. The gap between the rich people and the poor people began to increase. So economic inequality was there. So subsistence crisis was a situation where the basic means of livelihood are endangered. So there were frequent subsistence crises. So what were the causes for this subsistence crisis? Increase in population. So in 1715, the population of France was 23 million. In 1789, it reached 28 million. Then as the population increased, there was a great demand for food grains. And as the demand increased, there was a rise in the price of bread. So the poorest section couldn't buy even their food, bread. So there was economic inequality. The gap between the rich and the poor became widened. So what is a subsistence crisis? Subsistence crisis was a situation where the basic means of livelihood were endangered. Basic means of livelihood were endangered. So I think you got all points, okay? So the chapter starts with the storming of Bastille, or the destruction of Bastille. So what is this Bastille? It was a fortress prison. And when was the storming of Bastille? It was on 14th July 1789. 14th July 1789, and this event occurred in Paris. So when the king's troops stationed in Paris, people thought that this king's troops would fire upon them, and so they formed a militia, or people's militia was formed, and it consisted about 7,000 men and women. So they killed the commander of this fortress prison and released 7 prisoners who were present in that prison at that time. Then its stone fragments were sold in the market later. So both in the rural areas and urban areas, both in the cities and countryside, riots occurred. And the main reason behind these riots was the high price of bread. And I already mentioned bread was the staple diet of the French people. So the French Revolution was a chain of events, and this chain of events came to an end with the execution of King Louis XVI. So Louis XVI belonged to the Bourbon family of kings in France. In 1774, he became the monarch, and he married Mary Antoinette, the Austrian princess. So when he came to the throne, the French treasury was empty, so the monarch was forced to collect taxes. So the French treasury was empty, and main reasons behind this: long years of war, Anglo-French war, then extravagant court. The courtiers lived in pomp and extravagance at Versailles. Then during the time of American Revolution, 13 colonies were held by France to face their common enemy, Britain, and at that time the debt reached 3 billion livres. The lenders also began to collect 10% of interest. Then what is old regime? It is the society and institutions of France before 1789, and the French institutions were based on the feudal system of Middle Ages. Then the French society of 18th century consisted of three estates. First estate, the clergy; second estate, nobility; and the third estate, the common man. Then the first and second estates had exercised many privileges by birth. They were exempted from taxes, and the nobles got feudal dues from peasants. Then the peasants constituted 90% of the total population. This section had to render services to the nobles, and they had to work in the houses and fields of these nobles, and to serve in the army, and to participate in building roads. Then the third estate, the common man, included big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, peasants, labor class, servants, then small peasants, etc. They had to give different taxes, tithes to the church, tail to the state, then direct many indirect taxes on articles of daily consumption. Then there were subsistence crises frequently. The population increased from 23 million to 28 million at the time of revolution. Then there was great demand for food grains. As the population increased, demand for food grains also rose. Then rise in the price of bread, low wages of workers, they couldn't buy their food. So all these created problems there. Then subsistence crisis is a situation where the basic means of livelihood are endangered. So economic inequality was there. The gap between the rich and the poor became increased. Okay, Nandan. Okay, what do you know about the old regime? What is old regime? Okay, and it was the continuation of this feudal system existed in France in which period? In Middle Ages. Okay, it was the continuation of that feudal system that had existed there in the Middle Ages. Okay, very good. Krishna Priya. Alan. Madhav. Hidayat. Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Then what do you know about the demolition of Bastille? Why did they attack? Okay. souvenir of this demolition, destruction of Bastille. Okay. So, Atul Krishnan. Atul Krishnan. Can you explain the structure of French society? The structure of French society, the three estates. First estate. Okay. Clergy means. Okay. Then second. And this common man means. Any rich people were there in the third estate? Yes. Both rich and poor were there. Big businessmen were there. Then merchants were there. Okay. Then, okay, good. Anne Maria, what is subsistence crisis? Can you define in one sentence? Situation where okay, very good. Sir? Okay, next period will start after 10 minutes, okay? Okay.